Welcome back to the 2016-2017 NBA preview. Today we are covering number 24th team, the Miami Heat. My name is Josh, your enviers, and with me today is my co-host like usual.
How's it going, guys? The king of the fourth quarter here. Welcome back to the NBA preview.
So the Miami Heat, some of you guys may say in the comment section below, this team is way too low. I feel like it's just right considering Bosh's health, which we will get into, but do you feel that way? Do you feel like I have this team ranked too low?
No, I feel like this is a perfect spot. I think this is one of the many that we agreed on, just because, as you mentioned, Bosh's health, and also they lost the best player in their franchise history, Dwayne Wade, and even though he's getting up there in age, he was still such a great force for them over the past couple seasons, and that's going to knock them down for sure.
And I know it's still kind of early in this series, and there's going to be people saying about the bad teams, saying, oh, I feel like this team could be the 6th to 8th seed, and we're just going to have to see. You know, this team could possibly be a 6th to 8th seed, but just looking at their current roster, which we will take a look into, this team doesn't look so good. They have a lot of young talent, and the veterans that they do have are really questionable, considering if we take a look at last season, Chris Bosh was out with the second blood clot. Bosh's health is a big concern for this Miami Heat organization moving forward.
Yeah, as you mentioned, if this team did find some way to sneak into the playoffs, it wouldn't be a big surprise to me. It's one of those wild card teams where you really just don't know, but based on what they have right now, that's why we have them at this point. Bosh's health, again, he still hasn't said anything. He's been on many talk shows, many radio stations. He would not mention his health, so we're not too sure about it. Only thing he's mentioned is that he's optimistic, but that does not mean anything. He could still sit out an entire season. So I guess we just gotta have to wait and see.
Yeah, definitely. You definitely want Bosh to be healthy, but you just don't know, especially it's been 2 years in a row. But luckily they do have Hassan Whiteside, who just stepped on the scene a few years ago, and he's proven to be one of the better centers in the league. Yeah,
man, he's proven to be one of the better centers. He's proven to be one of the funniest guys in the league. If you don't follow him on Snapchat, that's something you should definitely do. Definitely a character out there. But not only that, they do have a couple young pieces in Josh Richardson and Justice Winslow that pretty
the
much...
The emergence of them last season as well.
Yeah, man. So Heat fans should not be completely scared just because they still have these younger guys that can step up in years to come.
But young guys on a contending team, it's not necessarily a good thing, so I feel like 24 is a reasonable spot for the Miami Heat because we're going to be taking a look at the rotation and the offseason next. So last season, the Miami Heat acquired Derek Williams, James Johnson, Luke Babbitt, Willie Reed, Wayne Ellington, Dion Waiters. That's a lot of role players. They lost Dwayne Wade's respect, Luol Deng, Joe Johnson, and Amari Stoudemire retired and drafted nobody. So this team is in a weird predicament this upcoming season.
Yeah, it kind of sucked for them that Wade left in the time that he did, kind of later in free agency, and because of that, they could not jump onto some of the bigger names, so they had to settle for Dion Waiters, Derek Williams, guys like that to kind of fill the roster. When you said all the pieces that they lost, those are big pieces of the team.
Yeah, definitely.
Luol played such big minutes for them over the course of was it a year or was it 2 years he was there?
Yeah, he essentially revitalized that power forward spot. Like, he came alive in the playoffs playing the power forward, and I'm assuming the Lakers are going to play him at that power forward spot as well.
Yeah, and then Joe Johnson came there after being bought out and just played well.
Yeah, sucking up with the Nets, and then came to the Heat, had a second chance.
And now he's got a new contract in Utah.
Compared to what they gained, the only positive that they gained that I can see, unfortunately, is Dion Waiters. Like, you got to give this man a chance and see what he's able to do. I feel like that's the brightest spot from what they acquired.
Yeah, I agree with you. He played pretty well in the playoffs last year. He surprised a bunch of people.
Yeah, especially with that push off of Manu Ginobili. That surprised me too. That no call.
He declined the player option in OKC, which is about $6 million, and he went to Miami for less than that. So I guess he kind of tested his value on the market, and it was less than what he was already making. Hopefully for him, he actually plays pretty well there because I think he's only on the 1-year deal, so he can hit back the market this summer and get a bigger deal.
He might have like a player option or something, but yeah, it's a relatively short deal.
Just hopefully for him, he plays pretty well. Hopefully for the team too, because I mean, they're gonna need some help.
Yeah, with Dwayne Wade out, like, who else is there to step up? Obviously, Tyler Johnson got that juicy contract, but after Tyler Johnson is Josh Richardson, and then maybe Dion Waiters. This team doesn't really have an amazing natural backup point guard, which we'll take a look at in the rotation. So Dion Waiters is going to be getting big minutes, Tyler Johnson as well. So a lot of the young guys getting big minutes, and I don't think all the young players are ready for a playoff push by themselves. They need a couple more veterans in there, and like we said in the beginning, Bosch's health, big concern moving forward.
Hey, but they got Udonis Haslem. They still got Udonis Haslem. He's going to be that locker room guy.
They have no center, so Udonis Haslem he's going to be playing a lot.
Yeah.
So with that said, let's take a look at this Miami Heat projected rotation. Goran Dragic, Tyler Johnson, Justice Winslow, Chris Bosh, if healthy, hopefully healthy, and Hassan Whiteside. That's a nice starting lineup while we take a look at the bench.
Definitely.
Josh Richardson, Dion Waiters, James Johnson, Derek Williams, Udonis Haslem. That bench isn't that nice.
No, it's not. It's really not. The one thing that fans can be optimistic about is Goran Dragic actually going to have the ball in his hand majority of the time now that Wade is not there, because Wade loves to bring the ball up the court as well. They kind of share at the point guard position, I guess. And now Goran Dragic is pretty much going to be in his hands 24/7, because as you read off, there is no backup point guard. So he's going to have to step it up a bunch this season if they're going to want to make the playoffs.
I personally feel like if Chris Bosh or Goran Dragic miss too many games this upcoming season, they're going to be maybe even worse. And I hope not. I hope that this team is able to be healthy, and I hope they're able to outperform where we have them, but it just doesn't look deep enough. The bench isn't that great. The starting lineup's okay, but being okay doesn't get you that far in the NBA.
Yep.
A lot of nice combo guards, and apparently Derek Williams, he was a nice acquisition if you talk to Knicks fans. I'm not so sure about Derek Williams. I mean,
hey, he had a couple blow up games last season, like 2 where he scored 30 or plus points. So I mean, if he does that 2 times next season,
I mean,
that's 2 wins, 2 additional wins.
2. I feel like Raptors fans, the delusional Raptor fans in my last year's NBA preview, they said James Johnson deserved to start over DeMar DeRozan. So now they got James Johnson.
Wow. I'm just trying to think of, I guess James Johnson or Derek Williams is going to start at the 4 if Bosh isn't healthy. And that's just, man, that's such a downgrade from Bosh. So if he's not healthy, this team could be...
It looks really bad.
Yeah, this team could be terrible.
Moving on to the projections for this Miami Heat team. Last season, this Miami Heat team went 48-34. Over, under, where do you see this team being this upcoming season?
I'm going to go under, just because all the losses that they had this offseason, they weren't covered with the gains. Dwayne Wade being gone is such a huge blow, not only to the season, but to the organization as a whole. I know fans are looking at Pat Riley like the bad guy, and really he did what all GMs want to do, but they don't have the balls to. Just getting rid of their what was franchise player once he got old. He wanted that legacy contract. He wanted that $50 million over 2 years. Pat Riley said none of that and let him walk. But just him being gone, Luol being gone, like all these players that just played such big roles for their team being gone, I'm going to go under probably, man, that's tough. I would go 40 at the most if Bosh is healthy and playing well. But if Bosh is not healthy, I'm going to go like 30 if Bosh isn't healthy.
If Bosh isn't healthy, this team is going to be one of the worst teams in the East.
Yeah.
So a lot is riding on Goran Dragic and Chris Bosh to will this team into a playoff team if that's their goal. This team does not look like a playoff team that is able to do much. Over under, I see this team being way under 48 wins. Losing Luol Deng, Joe Johnson, their scorers, and then Dwayne Wade, who is essentially the heart of this team. It's going to be tough getting 40 wins. I feel like 39, 38 games, especially depending on Bosh's health. If Bosh is gone, if Dragic is out for 20 games at most, this team will be a bottom team in the East, and I don't want that to happen, but it might just have to be time to rebuild, and hopefully they don't have to waive Chris Bosh or do the stretch provision with Chris Bosh, because nobody wants injury and career-ending injuries to happen to a player that's in the NBA. So it would definitely suck to see that, and I hope none of that goes down, and I hope this team can bounce back. So with that said, I know there's going to be a lot of people in the comments saying they disagree with this, or there could be a lot of people saying they agree with it. Let me know in the comments. I would love to hear your opinion. If you enjoyed the video, be sure to leave a like and share it on any social media. It really helps the series and our channels grow. All of our social media links will be in the description below as well. Any last words on the Miami Heat?
No, not really. I mean, I'm excited to see if they surprise us. But
I hope so.
Yeah, that's it. I think we hit everything.
Pat Riley. He deserved to put some respect on Dwayne Wade's name. Should have paid the man. He's done a lot for the franchise, won him championships. And to see him walk like that, that's pretty unfortunate. But the Miami Heat, best of luck to them, and we shall talk to you guys in the next episode.
See you guys tomorrow.